Hi guys, it's Aegis here. So today I'm here with another D era deck profile, still with DBT03 update. While we are still waiting on DBT04, and by the time I'm recording this video, I think the English side is also getting the DBT3 very soon. So I think it's also a good time to let me also to catch up with my DBT03 deck profiles. I still have a few from Dark States that actually come up, which today I'm actually covering Bruce, the Final Rush build. I did cover Agreed on already because it's new, but I still have like Barrel Magnets to cover. After that, I think I am catch up with all the new builds. So Barrel Magnets will come, but I really do need to give the deck a little bit of feeling first before I do the deck profile. I don't want to just build it up without testing and then show you guys, because that's not too much of a point. But this deck I did try it out, even though I couldn't get to record because currently when like usually I play test at weekends, and when my friends also go with me together to some stores that we know I can just take out my camera and record, then we'll record some matches. But current weeks, most times I wasn't actually in a very good environment to do recordings, or they are too new so I can't go there, or the day is actually for premium. So many things happens, but whatever. I will get there. But I also get the Shaman King to actually playtest and also to record videos, so depends. If I get a chance to actually play these in Barrel Magnets in front of camera, you will see it. If not, unfortunately, we need to wait for next set. But here we are with Bruce. So without enough rambling, with Diablo, with Bruce, we do get some support. We do get some good support, but are they that impressive? Some are, some are not. Some we think they are very broken, and end up might be not, but also depending on matchups, of course. But Bruce is definitely one of the choices when people go to like trio tournaments, when they just go into the era tournaments. This deck is still something that you always want to take because he is just that stable. Even though, again, we still need to wait for a turn with our Bruce Final Rush, but the wait is worth. What you need to struggle about is if you can go in the first. If you can go first, you don't need to worry too much at all. And as you see, the right line is still using the Diablo's right line, so nothing too much to say right there. And going to the deck content directly. First, free Bruce. We want pressure, right? We want more souls. That's all we can tell, and that's all we need to tell. For Marjories, more draw power, more power to attack, more soul charging. Because I did take out the presenter already. I think a Crovet presenter, which is a very important soul charging source, and I'm not using her anymore because we do have a lot of other cards to help us to do the job. So that's why we still need Marjorie right there to help us to do some draw powers while soul charging, and she's just a good attacker, so no way you can take her away just yet. And then 4 of the Pandemonium Tactics. So this card, compare to the previous order, Hell plus Full Dive, it works a little bit similar, while the function is quite different. With our old order, Hell plus Full Dive, we need to actually find enough souls ourselves. But with this card, you can soul charge for just directly playing this order. You don't need to do anything else. You just need to play this order kind of +1. And if you're in Final Rush, then depending on how many cards in soul you have, you do the following. So 6 cards, draw. 8 cards, front row plus 10k, and 12 or more Vanguard plus 1 crit. So you get to plus 1 crit with just this card, which is very, very important right here, because we do want to give our opponents pressure. And usually when a boost going in, if you aren't applying enough pressure already, your opponents will just likely to take it and guard the other two. But now you're trying to give him a crit and tell your opponents now you need to basically guard this attack. So this card really helps a lot, because just by personalizing and use one of these, you already have 5 souls to Soul Blast to withstand all your regards for your boost skill. So quite easy, and even just a Marjorie will help you with that. So really helping with that a lot. Key to note is still the plus 10k is not a permanent skill, so you do need to have units in the front row first to take the 10k away. Else, if you put an empty circle, you just lose that 10k power. So that is something that you do need to be careful. And I do see people actually play this card without noticing the counting souls to gain effects is actually Final Rush. Do be careful about that. The Soul Charge 4 is not though. So even if you first strike into Bruce, not getting in the Final Rush yet, you can still kind of last one Soul Charge 4. I did that sometimes because I can't guarantee my units survive the next turn. They have me Soul Charge. And sometimes I just have too many of this card in my hand, so it's like, why not just kind of last one and Soul Charge 4 first and get ready? That happens, but do take note, use the timing correctly, read the text carefully. As usual, you do need to get in the Final Rush to get the full effects off. And then go into our Wonderful Brothers package, 3 Eden, 4 Leonard, because I'm already looking at this card, so I keep saying 4, and 3 of the Derek. Now, Leonard is still a key board widening source, soul charging source. In case you don't have enough attackers, he can soul charge you 1 and suddenly give you a good attacker from soul source. So running 4. Aiden is something that I am thinking of cutting or not. Well, I was running 3 already, but now I'm continuing running him because his crit is still important. The retire is great, but if you do have your Leonard right there, you usually can board wide enough. So my focus is still on the withstand gain crit, while our Vanguard is also getting crit, so a lot of more crit sources is great. You do need to push through. You can't just simply just aim for healing 1 damage. You need to bring something out more than that, and Eden is helping you to do that, so he's still there. Unless we find a card that surprise me, that choose over him, he's still in the team. And Derek, I actually didn't get to use him so many times. He is basically a retire with Eugene skill to help regain the board, but there are not a lot of chances I have a lot of souls. He can retire 1 per 4 souls you have. You do have these to have your soul charge, you have these to have your soul charge, but you do also at the same time soul blast 5 to withstand with Bruce. So you usually might able to retire like 1 to 2, then yeah, maybe just get something back, which is still great. More retire power is great, and he is a active skill, not that you need to hit. So if you see something annoying, you can always do that, but he also take a regard away into your soul. So unless you really have a lot of cards in hand, you have a good board that you can simply just also act with your hand to rebuild it, then he might be a good card. But if you are lacking hands, he might not save you when you don't have a lot of souls. If you have a lot of souls, you don't have hand, your opponent is basically empty, then at least you can build a full board back. You can, but a little bit random right there, and you need to control very well. So so far I still see Leonard and Eden more important than Derek. He's good. He looks broken, but he's not. Yeah, that's what I say. And do you remember I'm not a dark states main person, so if I can tell you Derek is not actually that OP, he's actually not. Because I do face against him as well. I do have a friend who is doing Dark States main, so he did use this card. Still not a lot, because these two are just functioning a lot easier and better in a lot of situations. So there we are. And then 4 PGs, just because PGs are PGs, nothing to explain. The gear doggy, so that we can sometimes empty a field and gain 10k, also fill in our souls. I used this deck against Carissa already, which if I play a lot of regards, I am going to ruin myself by letting them drawing a lot and getting a lot of power-ups. Yeah. So what I usually do is I use my Marjorie after I restand, so I can keep only one regard stay on the field, and these ones also help me to reduce cards on the field. And to pick up cards, I do have my little gear dragon here to help me pick up stuff if I want to. Don't get to use him that much anyway for now, but since you soul charge like 4, which always get you something that you want to be in your hand no matter what, so increasing chances to actually pick them up just by using a counter blast and put another regard into soul is helpful. Really, really helpful. And one Mabel, not a lot of people playing this card anymore. I am choosing her or the little doll right there that can do card restrictions, but so far I think she's still okay. Because I'm gaining crit for Vanguard with more drives, easier for me to pull more extra triggers to threat my opponents even more. And have to say, even if she get retired or anything, get prison anything, I don't feel hurt. She's good to be here, but it's not a must. But to my opponents, as long as she's on the field behind my Vanguard, it is a threat. So I don't care if you get rid of her, but if she stays there, you get a headache. That's what I feel like with this card. And entering triggers, Dark States over trigger, gaining crit is always great. That really win me games sometimes, giving the pressure I need. Plus this, I can get my Vanguard to free crit, so why not? 2 soul charging crit, because this card really need to get boosted and battle ends, which if I am aiming to empty my field, that's probably a good idea, but I always save him in my hand to guard. So I do soul charge enough. He's a backup if I need to soul charge an extra card, but in most cases I can soul charge enough so he can just stay in my hand as a guardian. But if you want a little bit of soul charging source, you can. And then I'm running 4 of the normal auto crit and another one. So if you do want to have more soul charging crit, you can just place any of these. But I also see the 5k is actually greater than 4k. As I said, you don't need to use the crit to soul charge that much. Then what I am focused on is to be able to hit key numbers. Because there are times that you need to play your great ones, get them boosted and attack. If it's a 4k, your one is at grade 3, they are 13k, you're at 12. You can't hit. And if they have no regards, you just stand there. But if you have a 5K, you can at least pay a 5K ship. So that's the reason I'm running more of the normal crits rather than the soul charge crit. But it's more kind of personal preference if you want to. And then I'm running 4 draws because draw really is important here, and then 4 heals. Yeah. So the deck actually didn't change a lot. The biggest change is actually I try to limit my grade 1 spaces. Like you can see, it's only 9 grade 1s, and just select the toolbox that I want to use, then max out this, maintaining these, and that's probably it. I think in the upcoming future we probably will just still be doing the same. Like we don't change a lot. We might change 2 to 3 types of cards. The main content will still be the same. The tactics will just be similar, but we just get better cards to help us to do your job. Like this can help you build a board, this help you board wipe, this just fulfill a lot of stuff that you really want to do in one turn, and sometimes just this card can save you because like there are chances that you don't always get to soul charge 4 with your other riggers, but just playing this card can just help you to do that. While personal riding, you get your 5 souls. Things are just a lot easier. The pressure is kind of still there, but since I'm running less grade 1s, basically just these are what I place on the field, and this will be behind Vanguard anyway. So my regards attacks will always stuck at somewhere 15, 25, 35. Yeah. Because my grade 2s will plus 5k themselves, then I personalize, I get plus 10, or I use the order, I get to plus 10, so they're like 15, 25, 35, depending on how many buffs I give them. And then this will be 33, but so far just these numbers are good enough for me. But if you can get them an 8k boost to go to like 23, 33, 43, then of course that's another story. But in my cases, I hard testing against Carissa, so I can't actually play a lot of great ones. But even though I didn't draw a lot of great ones anyway, and with those 15, 25, 35, I can still get enough pressure. And then it just depending on how well I draw. That is also one reason I'm running 4 draws and using Maple to increase my drives to actually draw more cards, and also use not cutting any Marjorie so that I can keep drawing cards. As long as I can draw, I can give my pressure while surviving. There is always a way to win, and which is why this deck is just still so stable and quite easy to play. You do need to think a lot of this deck, like what timing to play what cards, how many cards you want to get them stay on the field, how many you want to put into soul, what is the good timing to soul charge, no matter soul charge 4, soul charge 1 is, or you need to think about. But once you get into the rhythm, it's actually quite easy. Yeah, and we will see what kind of support we can still get for this deck in the future, and from there we can just continue to develop a strategy and see what else is better, or even the old cards are just good enough. We will see. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. As usual, like, subscribe, comment, let me know all your thoughts, and we can discuss further from there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.